Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Samsung Bespoke Jet Cordless Vacuum. It's Samsung's new flagship cordless vacuum, which has a ton of advanced specs and features. It also happens to be the most expensive cordless vacuum I've reviewed so far. We bought one and put it through all kinds of tests this week to see if it was worth the hype. And spoiler alert, I kind of think it is. So links in the description, and let's get started. First, the basics. The Samsung Bespoke Jet comes in 3 different color options. The most obvious characteristic is probably the new Clean Station design, which acts as a charger and as a stand, and where, with the touch of a button, it will empty the contents of the dustbin into a disposable bag. It's also the first Samsung to have the new Jet dual brush design, with a soft roller in the front for improved seal and performance on hard floors, but more on that later. Let's jump into the pros, and I'll start with its power. It has the most raw suction at the base on max power of any cordless vacuum I've tested yet, more than any Dyson or Shark or anything else, at least according to our results. Its unsealed suction at the head and airflow at the head and base were also significantly above average, giving it top-notch performance results as a handheld, as well as with things like the crevice pickup test. Another pro was the aforementioned Jet dual brush design, which combines a soft roller with a traditional brush roller in one head. The primary benefit of this is that it creates a near-perfect seal on floors while still allowing large debris to be picked up, so it's generally much better for hard floors than traditional vacuums are. It also means you can transition to carpets from hard floors or vice versa without changing settings or changing the entire head like with Dyson soft rollers, making it a much better experience if you have a mix of hard floors and carpets in your home. In our pickup tests, I found it to be almost as good as it gets on carpets, picking up everything from fine to extra large debris with no issues at all. And with hard floors, it was so much better than the average cordless vacuum, basically dusting fine debris and picking up nearly everything we threw at it. It did seem to have a limit, which was some of the larger Fruit Loops, so not perfect, but very close, and more on that later. It was also really good at vacuuming deep down embedded dirt in carpets, scoring well above average in our deep clean test. This is something that these soft roller combo head vacuums have struggled with in the past, so I was glad to see it perform so well with carpet deep cleaning, as well as with surface debris pickup. One big pro for me was its ease of use. Its handle was lighter than average, much lighter than the Dyson V11 or V15 for example. Its handle's shape and weight distribution made it noticeably easier to use on both hard floors and carpets, as well as in handheld mode. Speaking of handheld mode, as I mentioned, it has a ton of suction power, which makes it particularly good with handheld cleaning. And Samsung has provided exceptionally high quality attachments with this model. A dusting brush / claw tool combo, an expandable crevice tool, a motorized turbo brush, and an adjustable adapter for use in hard to reach places. And because of that shorter profile and higher suction, it's one of the few cordless stick vacuums I would recommend for things like auto detailing. It has good battery life. It can get about an hour on low power with no attachments and 40 minutes on low power with the cleaner head attached. You can see this chart for some of the other options. I would probably use it on medium power most of the time, which would be about 24 minutes per charge, and if you doubled that number, because it does come with an extra battery and battery charger, it would give you about 48 minutes of vacuuming time on average. It also has a very accurate battery life display screen on the handle, which tells you exactly how much time you have left on that battery, and it changes depending on which attachment you're using. It has a top-of-the-line sealed Hepa filtration system, which you only see with the very best cordless vacuums, and it passed all of our tests with perfect scores. It was quieter than average in our noise tests, which is notable because it was so much more powerful than normal, so Samsung must be doing something right with motor efficiency or sound insulation. The Clean Station itself was a pro. In addition to looking pretty cool, it has a really strong motor in the base that clears out the debris in the bin very effectively. The benefit being it's a no-hassle and very hygienic way to empty the bin, as the base itself also has a very good filtration system. It can't all be good stuff though, so let's move on to the cons. One thing is that the bags are disposable, so you do have to buy bags for the base periodically. These are reasonably priced and there are plenty in stock currently, but it is a consideration. Another thing is that all that power in handheld mode does come at a cost of pretty low run times when using it in max max power, which they call jet mode. But as I mentioned, it does come with an extra battery, which gives you a little more room to work with. The handheld motorized brush was good overall, but it would stall out if too much pressure was put on it, so not as useful for deep cleaning. It was decent with resisting hair tangles, only getting some of the 14-inch hair stuck on the roller, which is better than average, though many of its competitors in this price range have started to have anti-hair wrap technology on the roller, where this one does not. One interesting thing was that the soft roller in the front was not motorized, meaning it doesn't spin independently. It rolls when you roll it on the floor, but it doesn't spin by itself like with the Shark Duo Cleans. You still get the benefit of a good seal and superior hard floor performance, but it's not as good with things like large piles of debris like the Sharks are. Of course, the price is probably the biggest con with the Samsung Bespoke Jet. As I said, it is the most expensive cordless vacuum we've bought yet, but it's not too far off from, say, the Dyson V15 in terms of price, and it seems to me that you do get a lot more bang for the buck with the Samsung, including a better handheld experience, a head you don't have to change depending on the floor type, very comparable power and battery life, an extra battery, as well as all the features you only see on the best of the best cordless vacuums. Links in the description, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching.